Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So today's reading is going to be all about your person. We're going to find out what is their energy towards you. We're going to find out what's on their mind, what's in their heart. So we have four piles for today's reading from the left to right. The first pile is Labradorite. The second pile is Dendritic Agate. The third pile is Calcite Cluster. And the fourth pile is Rose Quartz. Pause if you need a little longer, pick the one which calls your name the most. Now I'm gonna begin with pile number 1. Hello pile number 1, if you chose the Labradorite, this is going to be your reading. So you chose the heart chakra. You know, by the looks of it, the first go would be definitely that, this person has been feeling you on a very emotional level. Recently, I split the deck and we have Yin and the Fates. So, this, and I have not shuffled it. So, I would really think that this is about someone who is fairly going through this process of purging out a lot of things that they have been holding on to. That's what I'm gonna say. And this is someone that hesitates from listening, like hesitates in listening to their intuition, is also what I'm picking up. They're not as bold as you might think they are. That's what I'm picking up. So, how do they feel? We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, I'm seeing the Three of Swords and the Emperor. I told you, this is someone that does have a facade that, they feel like, I'm gonna keep the card Fates because I feel guided to. I'm gonna say that, this person has had a very conflicting, I'm also hearing the word contradictory. It's almost like they were in a relationship before. Now that could be their teenage relationship, that could just be somebody that they had a karmic partner before you. And I'm picking up strong, like it was in their teenage years, and we have 17 reduces to 8, which is also the half. 4 is the half of 8, so something about this, and then we have 4 as well again. So I'm picking up that, there was some sort of like it's like they were together. I don't know, by I'm hearing default, or it was like, they had a crush on each other and young and naive. I'm hearing that, they just got in a relationship together and it wasn't something that really worked out for them. That's what I'm picking up. It wasn't something that as an adult they would choose now in today's time. It's almost like with the comprehension power and the level that they have today, they would not be with that person, and they realize, I don't know if this person was with that person because they looked good, or they were attracted to them, or there was some social status. Like, that's why I hear default. It's almost like maybe like two popular kids that just date together or something like that. It's almost like they were not together just because they wanted to. It's just naive, okay? Let's not go too much into it. Spirit's telling me let's not go too much into it, but it was just naive. Like, that relationship was not something that they it wasn't something that they genuinely wanted, or they would see it as that in today's date. I'm hearing it's important for you to know that. So we have the King of Hearts now. So this stands for someone that um it's, so conflicting, because this person doesn't want a relationship but they have feelings for you. And I'm hearing that you may be taking this personally, and as much as this may be teaching you something, I almost feel like it was meant to be this way. Like, you might think that why is universe throwing an emotionally unavailable person in your face, and why is this happening? You may want to go too deep into it and intellectualize, and you may be blaming yourself, and I want you to not do that. Like, I know that you don't need this, but sometimes we do need this, that I give you permission to not blame yourself, because we're not always conscious of who we fall in love with. You're not purposely doing that. So I hope you give yourself that permission. I feel the need to say that I give you the permission to stop blaming yourself. You are not purposely trying to do this. I'm hearing almost like the heart wants what it wants. And this is not at all to encourage an unhealthy dynamic that you share with another person. It's just acceptance. I am not at all asking you to act on it or do something about it. I hope that that is clear over here. It just means that at least in your own personal sphere, in your own body, you stop shaming yourself for feeling for this person, because the more you suppress these feelings, and I'm hearing that it's delaying what is need to be done. So it's almost like maybe this person has also been like, I feel like this person is beginning to accept the fact that they actually care for you, they love you. And with the Empress and the Taurus energy, with the Death and Scorpio, it's almost like because of you, through the lens of you, this person is actually feeling quite worthy of love. That's the word that I'm hearing. It's almost like, I don't know what you're doing for them, I don't know what your interaction has been so far, even if it's something that you have not interacted with them, or if you guys have interacted with each other. I almost feel this energy that this person is also learning how to accept themselves and this connection for what it is, instead of trying to I'm hearing manipulate their own feelings. It's almost like this person was downplaying it, convincing themselves that they don't feel for you, because internally, I'm going to tell you one thing, they don't feel worthy of being in a relationship with you. They're self-rejecting, and this is a self-sabotaging pattern. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. This person is actually having I'm hearing the words metaphysical. It's almost like this person is having their own experience on their own separate ends, and Spirit is telling me to pick another card for you to see how you're really feeling about this situation, because I feel like as much as this situation is the way it is, it's opening the both of your hearts. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So you may be someone that's pretty paranoid, and we have two bird omens over here, so it's a lot about communication. I do feel that this person does want to communicate how much you make them happy and how much you're kind of like elevating their self-perception. If it was really about this, if this reading was about something, and if it was something like how they're really feeling about you, or what this connection is provoking in them, or the energy that they're getting, it's almost like the energy that they're trying to give you. It's more of projection. I can understand that they're not doing something that really makes you believe that they care about you or they love you so much, but I feel like it's like the self-internalized belief is something that is changing within them. And I feel like for you, it's more like you're loosening your grip on this person, or maybe you've been anxiously attached to people in the past, and this connection is it's not even I think that this connection is helping you loosen that grip. It's almost like where you used to invest too much in other people, and I'm not criticizing you. I feel like you're very sensitive about the situation because your heart chakra is opening, and maybe anything that I say can make you feel really, again, I get the word sensitive and emotional. You're crying a lot, or you just feel like, why is this? You're feeling really sensitive. That's the word. That's it. So I feel like I do want to comfort you in this sense. The universe does want to comfort you, because what's happening. It's like, as much as your person is healing a belief that they're worthy of love, and they're getting closer to that truth within themselves. I think what this is also teaching you on the other spectrum of it is the same foundational belief that you are worthy of love despite having to chase them. So it's almost like it's painful for you because you're so used to acting out in a manner where you're so used to showing people, chasing them in whatever energetic form as well. You're kind of learning how to relax, come back to your femininity, and so is this for your person. You both have had this very driven, very strong, like almost a hardcore masculine energy, making things happen, but in a very difficult, harsh manner for yourself. So I feel like whatever this situation is teaching the both of you, it's almost very close to the fact that there's a trance energy. It's almost like something that is like very puppeteer right now. You have no control over how you feel. It's just happening the way it has to, and you're almost, the both of you are kind of shocked by how closely you're connecting with each other, how much you're feeling for each other. And I feel like, this person is understanding that there's something very, very deep, and there's something connecting the both of you on a soulful level. And I'm feeling my heart chakra and my sacral chakra really pulsating right now. It's almost this energy that, it's not something that I am uncomfortable with when I'm feeling this in your person's energy. It's almost something that I see that where they were working too much from their lower chakras, it's coming to the fourth chakra. That's where we have the heart chakra over here, where, your person was operating too much out of this, primal instinct. It's almost like because, this person has shut down their emotional needs because they thought that they're not worthy of it by whatever happened. And I think that in the beginning that we were introduced to this person's past was very important for us to understand why this happened, because they chose someone for superficial reasons, and I feel like it was more imposed. Now, whether it was self-imposed or peer pressure or whatever they thought they had to do, it's almost like they're kind of realizing that was not the right way to go about it. So now this person is really trying to think about not getting in relationship because they need it, but something that they want and they desire for themselves. They feel like, I love this person, I would like to be them. And in love, in the sense where they learn to love their flaws so that they don't criticize you for some things that they're not okay with. That's one thing that I'm picking up. Maybe this person has this sort of energy where, they were not accepting of people's past, their mistakes. They were pretty judgmental as a person. That's what I'm really picking up over here. I have this in reverse. We have refusing to see. So I feel like the veil is lifting off where this person was not accepting their feelings for you. Oh, nice. So this person is someone who is planning with the spread your wings, two of wands energy, with the manifest. This is major arcana, Gemini, Virgo. What this person was not willing to see before is something that is coming at the peripheral of their mind. It's almost like this person is someone who is becoming more authentic to themselves. That's one thing that I am going to say about this situation. Because they have the card, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So because they're getting closer to that, the conditioning is ripping itself off. So I can imagine why they're not wanting a relationship, because this healing process is something that is like a push and pull within them. They want to come close, but they're not able to, because in their own bubble, fantasizing about it is easier than actually acting upon it, because they're still releasing the pain of a teenage love or a crush, something that was when they were pretty young. That is very significant over here. Or it could just stand for a relationship that was in their past. We have not for you, because they were in love with someone that was not right for them. It could also been unrequited, or they just internalized it as not being good enough, because that person could have also been quite immature, right? So when they were kids, they were they had strong feelings for someone that was not right for them, and they kept on giving that chances. And it's almost like, I think that with the chess board over here, it's almost giving like it became a game for both people over here. There were power dynamics and fork in the road. It's almost like this person still round and round. They don't want the same situation. And I feel like for some reason there's a clean slate over here. There's a clean slate between the both of you, where this person feels like, okay, you know what, I think that I can have something real over here, but I don't want to repeat the past. So not repeating the past also actually brings in, I'm hearing, you might be shocked to know that, you know, your person is pretty emotionally aware of the fact that they have this choice, that they can heal and then partake in this relationship. Right. So I'm gonna flip the deck. I'm gonna shuffle the deck, and we're gonna find out how are they feeling and what's their energy towards you. So I blew out a candle. Right now you may be feeling, and I'm picking up that intuitively, that, you know, they're not interested in you. And I'm going to be very realistic about it. It's not a reflection of their feelings, but this person doesn't have the strength to face you or give you what you need right now, simply because they're so swamped with, you know, what is bothering them. Okay. All right. We have the sun, so they have clarity about something. That's the first thing I'm hearing. Leo energy. We have King of Swords, authority. In reverse, they're feeling weak in who they are. That's also something that we heard in the beginning, right? Three of Pentacles, works. Four of Wands, celebration. So I want to work with these cards at first. I think that there are sparks over here. I think that you know, the idea of you, I'm going to be very real. That's the word that I'm hearing. The idea of you makes this person really happy being with you. And with the King of Swords in reverse, this is someone that may be giving you the silent treatment. This is someone that's not coming forward. But I don't get a negative energy from this. I feel this is someone that's speechless. This is someone that's trying to think of what to say to you. This is someone that's kind of like at the verge of communicating with you. I do pick up this energy because they want to work with you, and uh, I feel like they do want a relationship with you. And I think that for your reading, pal number one, um, it's very important that you think good thoughts if you really want to manifest this in your life. Regardless of the outcome, you do want best for what's best for both of you, right? So I hear from spirit that you should think good thoughts about this person, and I do believe that there is this energy of this person wanting to make this work, wanting to, but it's almost like there's a condition. It's like this person maybe has perfectionist traits, where they want to be perfect, where they want to be completely healed, and they want to feel goody to, you know, I was hearing goody two shoes, but it's almost like they want to feel good. Like maybe this person pretends to be goody two shoes, but they don't want to pretend. They want to be that. They want to act it like it. They want to do this. So it really makes me guess, you know, where this person's intentions are. I feel like it's almost like, you know, you may perceive this, and it is a little bit dysfunctional, where they're trying to hold themselves back completely. It's making you confused. It's making you feel like, is this mutual? And I would say that it's because this person has gone back in their cave. It's almost like this person needs their time right now. I'm hearing that let them come to you. Now I know this is probably really difficult for you because you're so used to running after people and approaching them and initiating them, and I think that this would be a challenge for you as much as it is for them. You may think that being away from them is pretty difficult for you right now, and I think that coming towards you is very difficult for them. So we see a challenge on both ends, and I feel like what is really bothering the both of you is the fact that you both will be rejected. If you don't chase, you think that you lose this person, and if they don't come, they think that somebody else will take you. So you know, the irony over here is that if you both could see the way you see each other, because you both are somewhat blinded by your own insecurities, that is just a fact of life, right? I mean, we all tend to judge ourselves. We you know, maximize our flaws, but we minimize another person's flaws, right? So that's what I'm really picking up over here. So let me see what other cards do we get? How do they feel? So we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Nurture in reverse. We have the Magician, Upright Magician twice over here. So, you know, this person is manifesting you, wanting you as much, and they're actively manifesting you is what I'm hearing. This person fantasizes about a relationship so much because, you know, when they're fantasizing, they're feeling emotions. So when they're feeling emotions of happiness and, you know, giddy and just cuddly, and that's what I'm hearing. Like this person has, you know, quite the fantasies about you as well. Six of Cups, when they miss you, because you're thinking like, oh, they're probably doing something and they're in their world and they're probably busy and this and that. But you would be surprised to know how much this person is also thinking of you, stuck on you, and just, you know, this one thing where they're ignoring you but they're still doing all sorts of things like this. Like they are already dating you in their own fantasy land because it's safer there, right? I said that before. We have the Nine of Cups and we have the Universe. So this is like my Perseverance card. This person does want you. You know, there are so many cups with the 9 and then the 6. It's really giving someone who genuinely wants to be close to you. The Queen of Swords, I do feel that this person sometimes, you know, struggles with giving up their so-called independence over here. It's almost like because that relationship that they had still plays like a background music in their head. Oh my God, it's a reminder of how much they've been hurt before and they almost could not survive it. Or it took them a lot. It took a lot from them to really, really sever ties from that person because they were really, really attached to them. So there's a fear of getting attached to you as well. But I'm hearing there's nothing that is... you're nothing like the person that they used to know. And even though that was a, you know, a kiddie relationship, it was a childhood relationship, or even if it was recently, it was a very immature relationship. They kind of feel that they kind of feel like they must have done something right that you have come in their life. And with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this is like, normally I really pick up on this energy when the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse, that somebody is, you know, very comfort ridden. But I feel like from this energy, it's almost like this person senses that they're very ungrounded and they also feel that within you. So I don't know if there's some energetic exchange going on where they're subconsciously picking up on this fact that they should kind of let... It's almost like maybe you're being told and you know this in your heart that you should give them some space. They'll come to you. And they're also feeling this, that they should give themselves and you space. So majority of it is almost like they feel like they should take a little bit time to really sort out what happened in their past before they step in, because they feel like they know how they're going to start. They know that they might ghost you if they start feeling too much. I also feel like with the sun energy over here, it's almost like you're very bright for this person right now when they're in the darkness, and they don't like that because this is not the kind where you go like it's almost like, how to explain this? It's not always like if they wanted to, they could, or they would. Like, I mean, that is applicable, of course, I do understand that, but it's almost like in the sense where you can't possibly underestimate the power of feeling, or the stronghold of feeling unworthy of love and rejecting every romantic opportunity. And that's nothing for you to fix, because I think that you have your own wounds to heal and pour into, pile number 1. But I feel like over here that you may or may not understand how much people reject love, not because they don't like the other person or they're not dying to be with them or experience true fondness and love by another person, but because they just can't fathom that somebody can genuinely accept them for who they are, or remotely even come close. So they start feeling uncomfortable, they start feeling suffocating. And it is something that people develop as a coping mechanism from their childhood, being rejected by their parents, probably multiple times, right? It is an internalized belief that is quite painful for the both of you. Where maybe if you're in the chaser energy, you have understood that for me to feel any sort of love, I have to keep ringing the bell. I have to keep asking them to open the door until you get tired of ringing the bell and you realize that they're not opening up. So this time around, maybe let the door open for you. That's what I'm gonna advise you. But I can completely understand, and you will have to be really strong for this opportunity to unveil itself. So we have pain. I told you this person is hurting right now. And ghost. Thank you so much, Spirit. Sadness. They're not avoiding you because they don't like you and da 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 da, whatever beliefs that you have about yourself. Your brain is also looking to kind of um prove them right. Like, if they're taking time, you're like, oh, they're not interested in me, they're not going to come towards me. And that is something that you need to fight. Pile number one, you need to fight that voice inside and tell it no. Like, they will come. I am truly, truly worthy of being pursued and loved in the way that I desire to be loved. So, this person is actually ghosting you or whatever they're doing, not because they're not interested, because they're really hurt. And right now, and I spoke of this in the beginning, right? It's not about the fact that, they're not feeling it, but maybe you're not feeling those emotions right now. Suddenly they've distanced themselves, or they're very quiet and they're very like holding on to their feelings for you, because right now they're so vulnerable about what has happened. They're kind of reliving what they had not healed, and their interest for you is underneath all that pain. So they can't really feel that happiness until they have gone through that pain, or they have really healed, or just kind of packed that bag and thrown it away. Like, they need to declutter within themselves. Okay. We have dedicated effort. I'm telling you, you know what? They really want to. I keep hearing like return as a new man, and we have sacral chakra. I did use this deck for all the thumbnail cards. And this person is beginning by accepting their feelings for you, by acknowledging how much they're attracted to you. So it takes baby steps. Okay, we can't be unrealistic. Even if you asked me and I was in this person's place, I would also take a lot of time because it's like multitasking. You're not just attending to your pain in the past, but you're also becoming okay with the fact that you're so emotionally and spiritually drawn to another person. If somebody has not been in that connection before, they would be really, really scared. Like, I remember the first time I had a spiritual connection with someone. I was like, I remember that I was very confused. And we have number 8, which is again a karmic number. I remember that I was very confused, and that was the first time I reached out to a tarot reader, and I asked her, like, why is this normal? And she told me, this person is your soulmate. And I was like, what? Like, I was, and later on when I was talking to my friends, I was like, okay, this sounds like crap. Like, she's talking about soulmates and shit, and that doesn't exist. And I was fairly spiritual at that point, or I was stepping into, I'd like to say that. And obviously I had no idea about what these things mean, but I'm just kind of like going back to a memory lane, and I'm thinking about how much I was consumed with another person. So that was very, very, very scary for me. Um, it was like a very strong awakening. I'm pretty sure you can understand that, right? So I am going to, maybe you needed to hear that from me. Maybe you needed to hear a personal confession. Like, I was just, you can probably still figure out, like, by the way I am talking about it, I was really confused. So anyways, I am going to pull out a few cards to conclude your reading with my self-curated oracle deck. If you wish to book a personal reading or get messages from this, information is given down below. So what would they say to you? You can't fix me. You can't fix me by pouring into me. I need to fix myself. So this is something that you feel like you want to do and help them, but maybe in this process you kind of forget. There's a thin line of boundary that you maybe forget, that you want them to see your worth so that they can validate you. You want to pour in them so that they can see how good of a partner you are, so that they start changing themselves. So you want to do all of these things not to exactly help them, and I could be wrong, and there doesn't have to be always black and white. There's always gray areas in life. So I think that the gray areas over here, that you do want to help them out so that they can help you out, so that they can also validate you that you are worthy. So it's something that you both can't do that. This person can love you, but they can't love you in places where you don't love yourself. It'll never be enough. The cup needs to overflow. I am not being honest about my intentions with you. It's almost like I'm really being shady about how much do I really want you and how much I am thinking about you. And, it is also driving me crazy, like she just said. So they're kind of reminding me of like what I just told you about my first spiritual encounter with a soulmate. And they're kind of like surprised about it. I am upset with myself that I let you walk away, and they can't quite figure out why they're pushing you away. They're shaming themselves, they have guilt for it, and they feel really sad about the fact that why aren't they just jumping in and taking this leap of faith, where I feel like this person deserves so much more love from themselves and so much more compassion from themselves, that they're trying the best that they can, like they're doing literally the best that they can. And I'm pretty sure that they don't want to purposely hurt you. Your words hurt me. So maybe you said something, maybe they read something, something could have happened, which is also hurting them, but they're not vocalizing that to you. Okay, so we have, I am purging my wounds. Yes, you are. I wish we could go back to how things used to be. So if this is a newer connection, you have not had that sort of interaction with this person, they low-key kind of miss how carefree they were before you tell me about it. And all jokes aside, it is pretty painful for them, and that's why I say that this person deserves a lot more kudos from themselves for the way that they are at least trying to keep their head up and handle the whole situation. It may or may not be fair to you, but I think that they do deserve that compassion, at least from themselves, right? So pile number 1, this was your reading. I am going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello pile number 2, if you chose the Dendritic Agate, this is going to be your reading. So you chose the 5th number. This is the throat chakra. This is a lot about changes, and I feel like immediately this is throat chakra, someone who wants to say a lot to you but is not able to say that. That's what I'm hearing. It's almost like this energy of like, it's like something is stuck. I really want to say it. I really want to say it from the bottom of my heart. I'm scared. I don't know if you reciprocate what I feel or the intensity of it. So I am kind of going to hold myself back instead of making a fool out of me. There's this energy of being very, very fearful of standing in their own truth. This person with the throat chakra is not being able to, it's like, internally, I feel like this person is very well aware of how they feel about you. They're very well aware of, I'm hearing that I downplay my feelings for you. It's almost like this person sometimes tries to make themselves also feel like, like I think I don't like them as much. But I feel like when the night, I'm hearing the song Night Changes, or One Direction song. I will have to look up in that, I have to look up that song in my playlist. I don't remember, but it's a beautiful song. And this person may have mommy issues. That's what I'm picking up. It's almost like when they go back to like their bed, they're thinking about things. There is a lot of passion, but I think that I'm hearing that real song: more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy, more footwork, more footwork. I think that this is kind of like, with the footwork, it's almost like this person trying to find their ground-footedness in this new heart awakening that they've had. And it's almost like this person is kind of like getting into their, I'm seeing someone getting ready, heating up their engine. It's like they want to say this to you, however they feel about you, but there's this energy of like, should I magic. They feel something with you, and the question is this real or is this in my own head? Is this real or is this in my own head? Stop. The intuition is telling them, yes, this is real. That person has shown you hints, signs, or there are synchronicities or something inside your heart is telling you that this is real, this is possible. But the mind, it's almost like I am not able to comprehend with the mystery, the factor, whether this is real or not. Balance. It's almost like with acting, with the duality of it. See, now I'm facing difficulty in talking in your pile because just like throat chakra, but it's almost like I am trying to understand, like, there is a facet of this being magical, but there's also a facet of this being kind of like delusional in my own head. So this person is scared that they're the ones that is kind of like just obsessed with you. They're the ones that is not able to understand the reality of the situation. They're the ones who is only in it. They kind of feel alone. They kind of feel like they're trying to find their ground footedness again with the balance card. It's almost like with the Dendritic Agate, this is a lot about creating peaceful environments. So I kind of wonder if this person has not had peaceful relationships in the past, and the channeling is kind of brittle. It's a little weak. So there's not, because this person likes to downplay their feelings for you. Somewhere it results in me not being able to completely understand, because this person doesn't want to completely understand how they feel. They feel it and then they stop themselves. They feel it and then they stop themselves. And this is their way of emotional regulation, because if they feel too much, they feel they're out of control. So that's what I'm really picking up over here. It's just something that when we feel too many intense emotions, we don't allow ourselves to completely. So it's almost something where this person, even if they're purging, so it's almost this energy where they would cry and then they would completely disconnect and then they would cry. So it's almost like this body emotional nervous system sometimes just feels threatened when they're feeling too much, even if it's happiness, even if it's sadness, crying, tears, pain, joy, whatever it is. It's like the body doesn't allow them to feel too much of anything. It's like disassociation. I feel like it's more like numbness. I know that disassociation can be a synonym for whatever is happening over here, but I'm getting numbness. Like the body automatically shuts down because it's feeling too much over here. So your person is someone that is struggling a little bit with feeling the extent of their emotions. They're not feeling confident and comforted enough in their own emotional body. So this could be someone that as a child, when maybe when their parents used to argue, maybe when there used to be quarrels in their household, it kind of used to be the scenario where it was quite it was quite consumed by the parents and the adults, and the children were told to go back to their room, or they were not really attended to after what had happened. So the aftermath of it was absorbing it, eating their emotions. Maybe this person has this energy of sometimes they have fluctuations in their weight. That's also what I'm picking up. So I'm feeling like if you would look at their pictures from different phases in their life, you would see that there's a fluctuation. It's almost like, this person is someone, I'm getting that this is someone that is good looking, and they do struggle with self-esteem in terms of how they look, body image, body dysmorphia, because maybe I sense for a few of you that this person was a healthy child. So the inner child relatively still feels chubby. They don't know, and I think that there's a good comparison of who they are right now and how they are comparing themselves to you, because I think that I have experienced this personally. Even if I would become pretty thin in a stereotypical sense, I would still not find myself to be adequate enough. That was something that, I am still overcoming, because I think that this goes down to the inner child, because the inner child still feels chubby. And I think that this person has been judged upon it, or they have been, there's a number of things that go in the way we look at ourselves, and I think that this person is battling with insecurities, especially about inadequacy. And I feel like something is very strong about the way that they look, accepting the way that they look, and feeling good enough. I think that the way that this connection is triggering the both of you, I think, is in a sense where you are comparing yourselves to this person's present moment, but the vision or the lens that you're looking at them is from your childhood. So because your core wounds are triggered, or something about your foundation, about yourself, I'm hearing self-preservation. So some things that you develop to protect yourself are ready to be released, and this could be your person, of course. I think that these concepts of emotional regulation, this could be something that I did feel that you could also go through, that when you're feeling something that happened, like a traumatic event, you're reliving it to release the feelings that you couldn't before. There's almost like I see that you go from crying to numbing out, then you go from crying to numbing out, because in a very short span of time, like let's say in 10 minutes, this happens. You disassociate, then you feel, you disassociate. So there's this energy that I think that your person is also going through, where they're kind of seeing themselves from a third person perspective. I think this is a very strong purge. I feel like it's also very strongly related with the vessel that they're in, the physical appearance, the physical body over here. I feel like it manifests in unhealthy eating habits, comparisons, feeling inadequate, feeling like I need something externally, like something that gives me external security to have another person. So that may be in terms of monetary assets, that may be in terms of now this could be contradictory. Now this could be controversial. I think that it also results in this person wearing really revealing clothes. That's what I'm hearing. I also feel like it's almost in this sense, either it's something that physically I need to show the opposite gender or whatever I'm interested in, that I am something attractive. It's a little bit like all that glitters is gold, or using social status, or some sort of like there's a false security or power dynamic that is created, that doesn't allow, or that has not allowed the both of you, I'm picking up, to attract people that genuinely love you for who you are, because what you're leading on with is something that the other person is going to be lured in. So your mental, your subconscious pattern is something that tells you that, oh, you have to put this forward because they won't like you for who you are. So this is being reflected inside. So almost like the we come back to a full circle with why it was so important to discover the physical aspect of this, the vessel that we're in, because your person is kind of going through this insecurity of separating their looks from their self-esteem, from their self-worth. Because I think that with the fluctuations of weight, the appearance ranging, I feel like this is something that is very important to experience. And I'm speaking about that from a personal experience, that sometimes aging is pretty difficult. And I think that changing and accepting how your body changes throughout the years and loving it despite of that is something also difficult, because you kind of like get stuck on a previous version of you that you thought was excelling at life or something like that, right? So I think that maybe this person is stuck up on that. There's so many things that I am picking up over here that could really affect the way this person views themselves. And it's kind of like revisiting a point or a phase in their life where that emotional body was stunted. So where they thought that that was the time when I was at my prime, and I used to look good and everything like that. So it's kind of like, okay, well, who we are today is also worthy. We are today is also worthy of those things. It's like bringing back that innocence, that gentle thought pattern towards yourself, and not thinking that your life is over. So I don't know what age this person is at. They could be still pretty young, they could be quite mature, but the thing is over here that this is all about self-acceptance with the throat chakra. I think that regularly I would denote it as someone who wants to communicate with you, but I think this person really needs to learn how to communicate with themselves, especially the crux of it is processing these emotions. So I would really tell you that this is a difficult time for your person. I think this is someone who is avoiding contact with you at this point, but not because they don't want to. Let's make that very clear, because I feel a very strong desire to have you around, a very strong desire to get to know you, who you are on a personal, individual level. That's what I'm picking up over here. And I think that this may be perceived as rejection on your end. because you're projecting on this person your own fears of unworthiness. I think that there's a strong rejection wound over here. So their energy towards you is ambiguous, it's messy, maybe mixed signals, maybe energetic push and pull. Sometimes you really want to talk to them, sometimes they really want to talk to you. It does seem like your connection is at a very karmic phase right now. But I'm hearing that it is a pure connection. So whatever that means, all relationships have a karmic undertone to them, okay? So we have unfinished symphony in reverse. I kind of feel like this person wants to end this separation, or they desire something more with you. It's almost like this person, I feel like whoever this, especially if they're a man, gender specific, I think this is someone that does want to come towards you. I think this is someone who wants to end this separation between the both of you, because we have number 10 as well. This is like a conclusive number. It's about closing out a cycle. So I think that it would take this person comparatively lesser time than you'd expect. I think that you are also feeling very desperate to be around this person. It might not be at the time that you want. Like, you're kind of like, if you're in this energy of feeling very desperate to be around them, talk to them, you're feeling this yearning, it's almost this energy where, you know, this person is reflecting back something to you that you need to look at. It's almost like using some, and I'm not saying you're purposely doing that, I completely understand why you may feel the need to have them around, but Spirit is telling me there is a small connotation. Okay, there is a reflection of, you know, wanting to have this person around, thinking that they will heal things or make you feel better, but it would be, I would really use the word a distraction. It wouldn't really solve your problems or your wounds. It may help you in distracting, but it can maneuver or result in the same kind of results that you've had in past relationships. So I don't want to be too negative about it, but we can't disregard this fact that your desperation for another person and their desperation for you is not healthy at this point. Okay, so there is I'm hearing, you know, a method to the madness. There's a reason why Spirit is keeping you away from this person, despite their needs and wants and desires to come towards you. That's what I'm hearing. Like, they do want to come towards you. Again, I feel like this is because you really need to look into this thought pattern, despite of whatever is happening, is why do you just feel like they don't want you? Why would you automatically jump to the conclusion? Why would you automatically reject yourself? It's almost like this energy that you self-reject. Okay, so I know that we're talking about, you know, their energies towards you. And this might as well be their energy as well. Maybe you're not taking action and you want them to come towards you, or there's an illusion in front of you that you should give them time, or whatsoever reason it is. Oneness is in my true nature. This card really tells me, and the universe works faster when I'm having fun. You feel like time is passing by relatively quite slow because of the fact that you feel like every moment and the second you're not enjoying what your life has been like. Maybe you were fine before you met this person, but it's almost like something has really changed. You can't go back to the way you used to be, you know, and they can't either. That's what I'm feeling. This person feels extremely connected to you at this point. Something about it gives me telepathy. You may or may not understand this, but because the connection is so deep, I'm picking up on a past life connection. There is strong karmic undertone. Pile number 2, I think that this connection, because it's so deeply connected, there is, you know, like telepathy always works when we are very connected and open through our hearts. So somewhere I feel like maybe where this person may have not been open to others, and you may have not been open to others. There's something about the timing of it. There's something about this moment right now. The sun just came. It was a very gloomy day, irrelevant, but probably relevant. It was very gloomy. I was waiting for the sun to come out, and because I'm filming this on the next day, and honestly, I feel like this is something that you need to accept, that this person is not here to hurt you. This person is over here to love you. And for some reason, I keep feeling the need to tell you that this is something that they also feel. This is something that their guides are also trying to tell them, that, this person is not here to hurt you. This person is different. So that's what I'm really feeling over here. Pile number 2. I am going to move ahead and try to figure out. I want to take this card. Try to figure out how are they feeling about you. I'm going to use this deck. I almost feel like they feel that you really have brought back a sense of direction, a sense of purpose, not in the sense that I would say that you're their mission or something to accomplish. I just feel like you're bringing them back alive, or you're helping them connect with themselves. All right. This person has a tug of war. They don't want to accept that you are someone that they could, I'm hearing, spend the rest of their life with. It really makes them scared. Longevity and commitment makes them scared. And I'm seeing that this goes back to their parents' marriage. So we have the Ten of Wands. I can understand this energy. This is the first card that has come out. This denotes the whole undertone of the reading and the spread that will come. So this is exactly what I was talking about. It's a very, heavy phase for your person. It's a strong purge. It may be for you as well. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This person is working on themselves. They could be also working on their own craft, but I feel like this is inner work. This is someone who's doing inner work. This is someone who feels like they can't neglect themselves. This is someone who can't neglect their spiritual hygiene. So it could be, I'm picking up more on the, I pick up more, like I'm understanding this as somewhere where this person feels a little bit like they have gunk in their trunk, and the spiritual hygiene really means about Chiron energy, so something that really broke them. I feel like this is like a very Saturn kind of a moment. This is like Saturn is very hard on us, but when Saturn blesses us, they're like blessings we can't fathom. So it's this kind of like, there's a bittersweet energy to having you around. That's what I'm picking up with this person. They kind of feel like I'm picking up on Uranus, that you are someone that I'm getting again attain. It's almost like this energy, like they see you as not like a prize, but a level above them or couple of them, and they see that they have to get to that level. They have to level up. And if they do, they would be with a wonderful person like you. And you may not recognize that you're such a prize to this person, but they do. Five of Pentacles. They feel really left out in the cold. I'm going to tell you that. we have the Four of Cups in reverse. This person necessarily doesn't want to be away from you with the Three of Wands. They're planning something in their head. It's a very lousy planning, okay? It's not very well thought of. I think that Spirit is telling me that you shouldn't blame this person because they're trying the best that they can. And I don't know if this person has not been in a spiritual connection before this or not, and their feelings for you are very intense, they lie very heavy on them. I also feel like this person has a fear of losing out on you if they don't do the work. So they're kind of like their motivation, or what's that word, incentive, thank you Spirit, is that you may move on. And I think that pile number 2, that there's a vibration within you as well, there's a thought pattern within you as well, there's this intuitive knowingness within you as well that is telling you that you need to keep moving forward, you need to keep climbing that ladder. Because despite of whatever hold that this person may have on you, there's something in you that is telling you that you should use this as an opportunity to keep working on yourself, and keep building up that thought pattern within you. I know that this is difficult on you. I feel like crying because I think that you are putting a stone on your heart, trying to choose yourself. And choosing yourself always is not easy, and it could be for this person as well. It's not easy for them to do this work on themselves. So I think that the both of you deserve a lot more compassion from yourself and towards each other with whichever space you are in. I would tell you to respect another person because you don't know what they've been through and you don't know why they are the way they are. You may think that you know them just because maybe you have readings on them or whatever it is. I don't know what's your personal relationship with this person, but if this is a newer person, you may think that you know them. But I feel like Spirit is like, just let them know that they are trying their best with what they're doing, and this person may have financial constraints, but what really weighs heavy on them is that they might lose you if they don't at least attempt. There's this determination. It's a little bit lousy, but it's kind of like uh, it's kind of like something is better than nothing. And I'm not vouching for you to date this person or do something, but since you're just concerned and you just want to know what's happening, I think that the spiritual message that I am getting is that they're doing whatever they understand they should be doing. It's better than just sitting hand on hand, sitting idle about it, right? So they're doing whatever they can. That's what I'm really picking up over here. Pile number 2. See, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. So I don't know if you have history with this person. This person has their own blockages. This person is choosing to see you as someone that they can be with. Now that's just what I am getting. I am going to leave it at that. What else? What is their energy towards you? I don't want this to be over. Death in reverse. I just don't want to lose them. I just don't want to be away from them. And this person is very attracted to who you are as a person. This person sees that a gem is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it's not wrong that this person has put you on a pedestal, pile number 2. Like, you really underestimate the kind of light, the kind of authenticity, the kind of value that you bring into other people's lives. And if there's somebody that is in your life that doesn't appreciate you for who you are, it's completely okay to think that you deserve better. It's almost giving this energy that you are someone that has brought light into this person's life, joy, the ultimate creator, and you inspire this person to do better. So don't ever think for a second, because I feel like you were smart enough, but sometimes all of us need to hear that don't settle. No matter where it is, no matter if it's in your job, no matter if it's in your relationship, in your friendships, you deserve someone that matches your level in every area of your life. Sometimes we're born into certain circumstances. We can't change or choose the people or the family that we're born into, but other circumstances can vary. So where there are variables, don't feel, scared to change them. I think that was just a side note. Kind of like a holistic view about maybe what you're experiencing, and there could be other factors. I'm hearing that this person is just not one thing that you are worried about. There would be other factors is also what I'm hearing, other relationships maybe that you're dealing with, and you're having to walk through the karmic undertone of this. There's something very strong about Saturn and this person's life matching up with you in some shape or form. Maybe they're also going through this. I'm hearing Kundalini awakening. um I don't loosely term that, but there is something quite spiritual happening over here in conjunction with you and the like their own life trust. So uh I wish I had more to say about the situation, but I am, very assured that Spirit is giving us the messages that we need to hear right now, and they're telling me that you really need to trust. It's not easy. I know it's hurting you right now. The situation is hurting you, disruption. You're feeling like things are really falling apart when it comes to you, your internal peace, security, and what you've worked for so far. It may be making you feel like you've not gotten far along, but trust me, this will make sense when it has to make sense for you. I know that it's easier said than done, but I believe that you really needed to hear that the universe knows what they're doing with your life. Trust me, if the universe has got you so far, they will not abandon you right now. This is a part of the process, and I'm hearing you're the bomb. You're the bomb. If somebody has seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they would know what I am talking about. So I am going to pull out a few pre-shuffled cards. I'm gonna shuffle a few cards from my self-curated oracle deck. I get a little spaced out in readings. So if you wish to book a personal reading or get messages from this, information is given down below. Let's see what do they want to say to you. You're worth it all. I told you this person is doing the work because they see it, and you know what's the most important thing? You see it in yourself. That's why they're like, okay, I gotta work. Please take me back. They do want to come back. I told my family about you. They couldn't keep it to themselves. The intensity of this is, I'm hearing, it drives me insane. And I'm experiencing something very spiritual with someone for the first time. I'm hearing that, this person, oh yes, you're the one for me. I'm hearing that this person will kind of like surprise you when they come back. That's what I'm hearing. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I was saying that, this person has not experienced something so spiritual, which makes them kind of believe in true love or love at first sight. That's what I'm hearing from this person. And I don't want to be neglected. There was something that I spoke about being neglected. I can't handle your words. I've shut down. I told you, emotional dysregulation. But it happens with all of us when we're experiencing something really, really heavy, right? So pile number 2, this was your reading. I am going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the gorgeous calcite cluster along with the third eye chakra. So the third eye talks about, the first thing that I heard with number 6 is finding balance, searching for, seeking truth. I am also hearing, I get this energy of this person having interest in you, having this could be a crush, this could be someone that has they're infatuated, or their energy is of you pique their interest, so they want to understand what kind of a person you are, what your interests are like. There's this deceptive energy. It's almost like it's coming from your end to them. I'm not saying that you're doing something, and I don't think even they are, but there's this energy of like, I don't understand this person. You look too good to be true for this person, and I think it's also because of the fact that they've put you on a pedestal, so they're not able to see you as a humanly person. They're kind of seeing you as someone that may be a mirage is what I'm hearing. So this person could be in this place of feeling like they've been really love deprived for a long time, and it's almost like you're in their life like an angel. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're someone that's like a savior right now. This person is lonely, they feel not desperate, but it's not desperate. It's almost like they feel like you can quench their thirst for love, companionship, romantic companionship, um, partnership. They feel like you can fulfill them, but this person's brain is not letting them have this opportunity. They're kind of like, okay, there's got to be a catch. So this is coming from maybe poor experiences in the past. I'm facing a lot of difficulty with my throat chakras. This person may not be very, very communicative, very, very upfront. This person likes to beat around the bush. This person likes to play, trivia, questionnaire. They try to throw curveballs. This person doesn't know, but they test people. So I don't know if this person is doing something right now because their insecurity or their brain does a very good job at just convincing them that they're not good enough to be chosen by another person. So they can be convinced that somebody might want them sexually, somebody might want them for a night, somebody might want them for a while, but somebody will not want them forever, or somebody will not want. There's something where they see themselves to be dirty. And I think that this is something that has played out, throughout their years. This is something that started off as a childhood wound, where maybe when they used to make mistakes, I'm picking up that they used to be told that they're a bad child, they're a bad boy, they're a bad girl, they used to be punished, and the love used to be taken away. So there was um, yeah, there was harsh parenting over here where I feel like the mother figure would take away her love when maybe, this person is a man. That's what I'm picking up. It doesn't have to be, but they were a very, very notorious child handful. And this person, they could have strong Martian energy. And, that energy needs to be channeled in a good amount of sports, creativity, dance, like a lot of physical entertainment and activity and movement needs to take place as a child. So I don't know if their brain was not in those things, or it's like their energy needs to be maneuvered, and the parents probably didn't know how to take care of this child with so much strong Martian or Scorpion energy as well. So this person has very deep, intense energies, and I think that someone who feels so much can also love really hard, and then they also, with the Scorpion, it really stings. So I think that this person is someone that likes to look at life in a very skeptical manner. I think that this is someone that doesn't really trust things that quickly, and this is the energy that they have towards you. You're too good to be true. You're too pretty. You're too good looking. Why would you want me? Like, what's wrong with you? That's what I'm hearing. What's wrong with you that you would want me? And you can ask this person the same thing, right? I'm hearing that quote that a lot of us find a person and figure out why they're single. So this person is like, okay, why is this person interested in me? They could have anybody. They could have, n number of people. Why do they really want me, or why do they want to be surrounded by me? And I think that you're dropping hints, or you're showing this person that you're interested, or you're trying to communicate with them. I think that if you have this idea that you're being desperate, you're chasing people, I don't know if in the past you've done this and you kind of are scared of people taking advantage of your giving nature. So now you could have become that person who completely holds back. And if you are taking small steps, tiny steps, you're adding them, you're dropping hints, that's good enough. Pile number 3, you have to show another person that you are interested in them. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't always make a poker face and expect security. You have to be a little vulnerable when you do have interest in another person. So that means letting down this um, controlling manic energy that you have within you. I think that you were an avoidant, and then you had a switching point where you went completely, you were an anxious, excuse me. Oof, the channeling is so strong. You probably were an anxious people pleaser, too much of an overgiver kind of a person, and then there was probably a point in your life where you just flipped the script. You went from too much bearing to you completely closed yourself off. So now you're probably in this process where you're kind of like stretching your own limits. You're pushing yourself out of your own comfort zone, your defense mechanism. You're trying to lower down your walls, and I feel like this person is someone that you just can't avoid. You have been someone that has been pretty strong about this. You have been someone that has been pretty adamant about not approaching them, being stubborn about it. But I feel like something in you tells you that you should let them know. And I think something in them tells them that they should also do the same thing. They should lower their guard. It's almost like this energy that I feel in my bones, that I feel like this is safe. So something about this feels like it is safe over here. So, this person, oh my God, I feel so much anxiety. It's almost like the more I'm saying this, the more I'm acknowledging it. It's like the body is like, no, no, what happened last time? What happened last time? So I think that this is a very mutual energy, pile number 3, fighting the tug of war. And the third eye chakra is over here to tell us that we're stripping down this illusion. Both of you are going through this process of cleansing, and this is not just a teeny tiny cleansing, dusting off the shelf. This is like we're going deep inside the closet, we're taking out things that we don't like, we're rearranging everything. The process that takes a couple of days. It requires for you to take out all the clothes, separate certain things out, the ones you're going to donate, the ones you're going to throw out, the ones that you're going to probably get repaired or altered, or the ones that you never use and you're throwing it out. So a lot of things, and then you're clearing out the space, you're rearranging them according to your usage and utility. So I think that this whole process really counts for the both of you going through this really, really strong mental cleanse, where you're seeing like things that you refuse to clear out before, a leg up, where I feel like there's this energy with your person as well, and I feel like there's strong mirroring, or it could just apply to the both of you. Yeah, well, that's what you call mirroring, right? So it's almost like this sense where you both refused to open up to people in a vulnerable sense, and you both were like thirsty. I feel the word thirsty, that I really want to be in a relationship. I feel like I've been neglecting my emotional needs for a really long time. It would be really nice to have someone around. I'm at this place where now I feel like I've had my fair share of fun. I could still have some fun, but it would be nicer to have a person around. So if you've had that energy, your person has that too. It would be a little bit nice, like they're seeing the grass being greener on the other side of having a romantic connection, rather than the fun or just these silly interactions that they're having. So it's almost like they're kind of bored of the superficiality, and where the both of you were a little bit stubborn, like, oh no, you were being too picky about people that were coming in. It's like I feel the universe was like, okay, you know what, we've had enough of your drama, both of you. So I think that you recently maybe met this person, you can't stop thinking about them, you can't let go of them, and that's what I'm hearing. The channeling is very strong and very clear about the fact that this was very divinely guided. This is a situation that you can make it or break it. Okay, this is not something that I want to tell you that, oh, we can't predict whether you guys will end up together or not. I certainly cannot with a couple of cards, but it's almost in the sense where I can tell you that spirit is giving me this energy that it's a make it or break it connection. I know that it's not just up to you. I completely understand that it takes two to tango. um it's in the sense that if the both of you want to be with each other, you can make this work. You can certainly make this work. It doesn't take away from the ebb and flows and ups and downs of a relationship that require the both of you to keep working on yourself, simultaneously being in a partnership. And it does take two to tango. So I am not saying that only you are to, desire this relationship with this person. I think that somewhere with this person also understands that, and they're scared if you're on board with it or not. Like they look at you, they might not know you, but they look at you and they have this remembrance. They have this comfort. They have this feeling like, I feel very comfortable with you. I don't know you, we don't talk much, or we haven't exchanged so many words to feel so comfortable, but there's this past life connection. And that's where there's this kind of like uncanny comfort with each other. Like you guys, I don't know if you know each other that well, but if you do deepen this relationship, and if that happens, you guys would be the kind that would be friends before romantic partners, the kind that you would have inside jokes. And I feel like you don't really like hearing these things. For some reason, when I am sharing the good parts of it or what it could be, you kind of stop yourself. So it could also be in this person where I feel like, the both of you just don't want to accept that this is possible, because maybe you're each other's ideal type in some shape or form. That's what I'm picking up. Like, you think that this would be really good for me. Like, I would like to have this person around, honestly. So let me see what is their energy and what are they really thinking or going through with the thought. I definitely, this is, I'm going to tell you one thing, it is painful. It's like the brain is like a ticking bomb. It wants to burst. You're overthinking too much about this. You're thinking of XYZ scenarios. You're thinking about what people are going to think about you. And I feel like why I'm saying you're thinking of, because this is a shared energy. So we're just going to go with that. Most of all, I think that the crux of it is pile number 3, the both of you are scared to let each other in and find out that this is another relationship that didn't work out, or the other person doesn't want me as much as I want them, because the initial interaction over here, or just interaction with self, is that I really want to be with this person. I could see myself doing a lot of things to make this relationship work, and your person is kind of like taken aback by the fact that they actually want to do this when they have been nonchalant about almost every girl or guy that has come across their way. They may have felt this before, like this endurance for another person, but it's something that is new. It's something that feels better. It's something that feels like more on my level, and I want to receive it. But the mind is something that is stopping them. It's almost like this skepticism, okay? I'm unapologetic about what I desire. I trust that what I focus on will go. I just told you, this confirms what I said, right? It's like, I want to make this work. I don't know how well do you know this person, but they do want to make this work. There's this energy of perseverance. There's this energy that I can. But will they? Do they want me as much as I want them? Do they see this? Or, am I, what's the word? Am I jumping the gun by wanting it so much? I want this to grow. I want to focus on it. I don't want to be one foot in, 1 foot out. It's almost like, I also feel like this person is someone that requires a little bit more of, what's the word? Practice on their own end of not bolting when it gets difficult for them, especially when it is in the sense of intensity, feelings and things like that. And I feel like it's also you, because if you have been an avoidant, it means that vulnerability and intimacy scares you at this point. So it will require work on both ends. It's not going to be easy. So we have the Page of Wands, exploration. Again, this, die-hard curiosity. What is this person like? What it would be like to hang out with them? I don't think it's like this person wants to be texting you. See, I told you, 6 of Pentacles. I want to spend my time with them. What's on their mind and what's their energy is all about this curiosity. Like, I really want to get to know them. What kind of a person they are. I want to give to this situation. I want to open the gates of my heart. I want to get to know them. The 4 of Swords. Okay, there's a twist. I am going to read into this. It's like the calm before the chaos is what I'm hearing. We have the 10 of Wands. Sun. I'm hearing this song, Scars to You're Beautiful. I feel like, your interest in this person is something that is giving them, even if it's the slightest interest, you're such a catch for this person, and they're really holding on to you. That's what I'm feeling intuitively. In the middle of this, we have 4 of Swords. I do feel like I want to clarify this spread. Okay, the 4 of Swords. What is the 4 of Swords, Spirit? Shine and reach out. Wow. I feel like this person may be a little bit intimidated. Oh, they're telling me hella intimidated by you. You're not just somebody attractive. You're somebody that has depth. Oh, this makes me so emotional. Pile number 3. I don't know what is this emotion, but there's this emotion of connectivity with you. There's this emotion that I cannot just see how you look. I can see who you are internally. This person, see, from the heart. Like, I feel this emotion right in the middle of my chest. I feel this emotion of like, like, this is a poor example, but like when you see a very cute golden retriever, like probably walking around with its owner on the street, and then you're like, oh, wow, so cute, I just want to pat him, and he's so cute and so adorable, and it's almost like you love the golden retriever energy, and this person thinks that you have that. they suspect that you have that golden retriever energy. You're just a very lovable person, you're very soft, and you would be someone that they don't want to exploit this. It's almost like maybe this person has messed around with people, and they don't want to exploit your innocence. They see something in you that, wow. I have this other deck, and Spirit just told me to look on my right. This is right, yeah. So I still do that hand thing. But this person has a deep knowing. I told you, with the message in bottle, this person really wants to talk to you and breathe. I feel like they're embracing themselves or something. Wow, I feel so excited and like nervous. I get this energy, this person is pretty nervous about wanting to approach you. Not really sure why is that. I am going to flip another oracle to see why are they so nervous. It's like a giddy energy. I'm nervous, I really want to talk to you. This is the honeymoon phase kind of a nervous. Exchange gifts, that's not a good enough clarifier. Happy, they feel very happy to have found you. 26, 27, and chaos and conflict. So there's some sort of internal dialogue, something that is going on inside this person, that is making, I feel like it's an insecurity. I really feel like it's an insecurity about something. What should I use to clarify this? Okay, why are they like this? Why do we have the force? They're letting go of something. Wow, it was right in front of me. They want to close out something. Maybe it's a lifestyle. It's a pattern. That's what I'm hearing. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. They're scared they're going to sabotage this when they come in front of you. Like, they're okay with, coming. I feel like this is you as well. You get scared. You get so scared of getting hurt and attached. I heard bingo, attachment. They're scared of getting attached to another person, spending quality time together, listen, talk to each other. I told you. Their love language could be physical touch and spending quality time together. And wow, physical touch. This is literally in my hand. There are so many things, pile number 3, about this situation. The way I'm reading and my demeanor in this reading is really telling me there are so many things that are right in front of you. Right, 46, 47. We just had a sequence before as well. 26, 27, right? It's the same numbers. 6, 46, 46, 27, 47. There are synchronicities right in front of you, in your face, and they're in front of your person's face. But something about the insecurity, something about the fear of getting attached, it's almost like the both of you just can't comprehend that you would want each other. And I think it is because of past betrayal. It is because of past hurt. It's because of people that have I think that the both of you are wonderful people, and it's just that life, kind of the way we grow up, and life happens to us. Sometimes it tends to steal our innocence, and in the sense, I'm hearing that it was, stolen, and it's something that you can get it back. It was always yours, and it's almost like reviving that innocence, that giddiness, like wanting to be in love. Kind of like wanting to be with another person again, so that innocence where it was lost, is something that your person is wanting to revive in themselves. You are helping them do that, and believe you me, if you could feel this person's energy, it's of awe, it's of like it's of surprise, it's of being like, oh my god, like they exist, like people like you. I don't know what is it about you, but you're pretty old school, you're pretty lovely. You do have and what you call that RBF, and but they see that you protect yourself. They feel like you're similar, you're like kind of like two peas in a pod. And I think that it can come across as this person jumping the gun, but I think it's just overwhelmingness of feeling like the world is in such a way. And then you probably come across this person and they can see that you're the serious relationship commitment type. They're the one that they would straight away, if they interact with you, they got to date you, they got to get to know you. And it's such a relief for them because they're so used to it's so much like, finding a needle in the haystack kind of a situation. It's taken them aback, and they feel like, okay, can I also come out and just be myself? That, I am a lover, and I've been so dishonest to myself because I've been trying to fit into whatever this generation has to offer. Like, I had to really minimize myself. So that is the overwhelmingness of just finding something like, oh wow, like this still exists. So something about that, pure channeling over here. I feel like this person has been, really, really sad about certain things, or just the way that they have come across people. It helps them unlock this part of themselves. That's the energy. I feel like this reading was very, very, very deep, very close to their heart. A lot of metaphysical concepts that came through, which are more on a spiritual level. And the universe is giving the both of you signs that this is mutual, and whatever you need, like it's almost like whatever you need in this moment to believe, and it's being offered to them as well, that the interest is mutual, the both of you want each other romantically. But it's like, I feel like it's hard for you to believe that they would actually want you in that sense. That's one thing that I keep picking up, because it's just like you're trying to revive your innocence, that people still want that. That's what I'm picking up. We have 43, 46, 47. There's a sequence. Things are playing out the way they have to. And if something happened right before you met this person, and something like you're checking the sequence or the chronology of events that have taken place in your life, so is this person, seeing like how they have kind of unlocked you in their life. That's the word that I'm hearing. Be willing to express your love, express love to receive love. So this person wants to hit you up, kind of wants to I feel like they, if it wasn't inappropriate and they were again a child, they would just tell you that, hey, I feel like I really, really like you. I want to be with you, I want to get to know you. And bottom of the deck, we have forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. So this person wants to forgive themselves. This person wants to forgive past key players who have disappointed them, to kind of like losing their innocence. That's the really keyword for your reading. Like, they've lost their belief and innocence in sweet, kind gestures, healthy love. So with listen, I'm telling you, this person's internal voice is telling them something about you and this connection, where I feel like it really comes down to this deep knowing that there's something special here. I feel like this person wants to be close to you. They don't want to sexually touch you. They want to experience intimacy. They want to experience closeness. They want to feel that closeness to another person. There's so much, like, it's not a sacral chakra energy. Of course, it's something that they want to experience that chemistry. But this person wants to experience that warmth of another body. And however that sounds, this is just what it is. I couldn't have said it any better. They just want to experience the warmth of another body. So I'm just like, they've been in this lack, they've been deprived of it, and they kind of see like why things had to happen the way they did. It's almost like checking the chronology of their life, how it has panned out till this moment, having had met you. And they see something very strong, like you're like a milestone, or this positive point, like a focal point right now. Like, I had all of this and now I've reached here. So there's this thinking about like, what have I done to deserve this person, and why is the universe offering me this? So that's one question that I see in this person's head popping up. I think it does kind of, shock them a little bit. Like, okay, why is this happening? Determination. So I'm telling you, this person does want to come towards you. This person, well, wants to find out what it is between the both of you. The sun and the determination cards is very similar over here. There's almost like you have brought in a lot of light in their life. I feel like it sounds very dreamy, even when I watch a tarot reading and there's some readers saying the same kind of baloney. I'm like, what bullshit. Like, I'm not living a poetry right now. So I think that when I would tell you that you have brought light into this person's life, if I had to be a little more layman about it, I would say that you have really, again, you brought that golden retriever energy. They've been around boring, same old, doing the same old things, but you brought that spark into their life. You brought that excitement. You brought that, like, I'm looking forward to what will happen. um it's a little bit like adding to their purpose. Like, some people, you would be surprised how many people just don't like to wake up, and because their life is so boring. So you kind of like shedding light on, how dull it has been, and you're bringing in light into their life, like plain simple as that. I'm not gonna go more into it. Okay, so what else can I get about this? What is their energy towards you? And then I'm gonna pull out channel messages. What is their energy towards you? Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. This person definitely wants you around. They're manifesting an outcome over here. I choose love no matter what. And oh, that's a lot to read, Spirit. My capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I am ready to speak up, and the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost most. This person requires compassion in this situation to forgive the people that have hurt them, and in ways they might have hurt other people. Seeing the Nine of Cups again, this is the energy of someone who sees you as someone that is bringing in new light, new hope, new excitement in their life. And I think that, what this person is desiring is, it's like you are bringing in this determination to do better, to let go of past wounds, because they want to get to know you. They want to reach out to you. I'm hearing when the time is right, if they're not around, it's like a boost. It's like them getting themselves ready to approach you. But it's not in the sense where I just want to approach you. It's like they want to make their space in your life. They want to come in and they want to make their space in your life. That's what I'm picking up over here. So I am going to conclude this reading with a few channel messages from my self-curated oracle deck. If you wish to book a personal reading, get messages from this. Information is given down below. So let me see what straight up comes from their heart, body, mind, and soul for you. File number 3. I have mommy issues. Okay, so this is about commitment. This is about intimacy, being scared. And I did talk about this in the beginning where I was like, maybe their mother used to take the love away. So this person is scared that, they're bound to make mistakes. Every person, you and I. But it's almost like they still want that acceptance, right? So they're scared some, time they're not able to be that perfect image of what you would want, what they have imposed on themselves. They're scared that you're going to leave. So that's why they're scared of getting attached to you. And this could be something in you as well. I need more time to myself. This person needs more time to understand themselves. What is this? What do they need to understand about themselves? What do they need to understand about themselves? Fear. This fear of attachment. They need to understand more about their fear of attachment. And they need to balance themselves out. It's not that they don't want you. It's not that they're not going to come for you, okay? But they need more time to make peace with this fear of commitment, fear of getting attached to another person, because they can see that they don't want you just physically. They want that love that is received physically, and they need to open themselves up. There's nothing you can do. You can't keep knocking a door that is closed for you. This person needs to open it up themselves, and I feel like they are finding the key. Oh, patience, cherry on top. They're practicing patience with themselves, not trying to be impulsive about this because they want it to last, okay? We have, I wish I knew any better, and you're worth it all. They know better now. Do you feel the same way? This is the crux of your reading. Pile number 3, my ego got the best of me. This could be a past energy. This could be present. This is where, ego is not something that I'm picking up as pride. It's something where they're trying to be precautious. I want to make this mine. I want this person to be mine. So somewhere the universe is giving this person with the third eye chakra, the universe is giving this person clues to understand the crux of their core issues, their mental patterns. It's almost like this person is being gifted with emotional intelligence to analyze this situation. I wish I knew better. It was not given to them before. I've also been in various situations where I was not conscious enough to understand what is happening and why, and everything has its own timing. So that's why this reading has so many repetitive messages that come in alignment, telling me that there's a chronological order that led up to the both of you meeting each other, and this is what is happening over here, the consequences of that, and in the best form. Right? So, pile number 3, this was your reading. I am going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose the rose quartz, this is going to be your reading. So we have crown chakra. I was hearing that song by Beyonce, If I Were a Boy. You know the lyrics, if I were a boy, even just for a day, I would put my phone on something, tell my friends I was sleeping, something, like it's almost like I could ghost. So I feel like maybe this person has done you wrong in some shape or form, and at first this person was not aware of it. Okay. I feel like this person was genuinely not conscious of what they were doing, and they were not aware of how they were treating you. This person basically I'm just going to put it in the sense they were not consciously aware of what they were doing. It was kind of like an autopilot mode that was going on with this person, and now something has really changed about the situation, because I think that you stood up. You could have also been someone that was in autopilot mode, accepting that kind of behavior from this person. Somewhere, this person felt liberated enough to treat you in that manner, and I think that you probably put your foot down. I'm hearing that this, whatever situation was, it was happening for a while. I'm hearing prolonged. So it's almost like this was coming. The both of you knew that this somebody is going to burst, and it was probably you. If you were the one that was on the receiving end of poor treatment or something like that. And I think that this is someone that definitely realizes their mistake. I'm hearing fault in our stars, and there's confusion over here. Okay, so we have 3 of Pentacles. This is someone that definitely wants to work with you on whatever has transpired over here. We have the Strength. I'm gonna take this one. We have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This person wants to come back. This person doesn't want to stay away from you. This person also has heavy guilt about what has happened with the Chariot energy as well. File number 4, I am already hearing that you are kind of aware of the fact that this person is not good for you. They're up to no good. 7 twice. We have 7 over here, then we have 8. 3 of Pentacles. It's almost like you've given way too many chances to a person. May or may not be true, or it could be that if this is a newer person, it's just like you kind of sense that this may lead to disappointment. This may not be good for me. With the Strength and Chariot, this is Cancer, and then there's Leo. So this is about making bold decisions and putting yourself first. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords. It's all about saving your inner child from what has happened. The 9 of Cups as well. It's like an idealization that this person has done because of what it's almost like maybe this person has not been corrected before. That's what I'm picking up over here. So that can sound pretty bratty to know that this is someone that has not been corrected. This is someone that's usually not told a no. This is someone that's usually not told that this isn't something you should be doing to other people. It's like they've had people around them that are kind of maybe scared of losing them, or they have some sense of false authority that is established over there. There's all sorts of things that can be contributing to their stance in life, and the kind of, it's almost like maybe this person keeps people around that do stay under their thumb, and you are someone that has come around. You flip the script with them. You have made them feel like they can't just walk all over other people, so that kind of makes them idealize you. That kind of makes them feel like, okay, this is someone if you ask for respect, you get it. So you said that, I want to be treated in such a so-and-so manner. And it's something that this person can't ignore. It's something that this person wants to work on with you. This is something that this person it's kind of like, I would say that they're finding the strength to overcome this fear of abandonment that pushes them into a very selfish energy. It's almost like they stay pretty inconsistent with you. They don't treat you as well as you would want to be treated. That's what I'm picking up, as you deserve. And I feel like there's a little bit of coldness. There's hot and cold energy over here. Sometimes it's pretty good, sometimes it's just not good. I feel like it's very unpredictable with this person. You don't know what to expect from them. So I'm going to see what genuinely is their energy towards you. We have reach out straight up. This person does want to talk to you. This person wants to build with you. I'm hearing that they have hefty amount of guilt for what they have done to you. Hefty amount of... I feel like this person has faced a judgment call from the universe for hurting you. I'm also hearing that your spiritual team, your ancestors were pretty disappointed with the way this person did you wrong, is what I'm hearing. Yes, I'm hearing the song Did You Wrong by Nav. So this is almost really giving me the sense that, maybe this person kept other options around, or they were just not showing you how committed they are really to you, or they were just treating you like you are an option. I don't really pick up on this energy of having other suitors around. I just think that their behavior towards you is pretty lousy. Now, if in your situation you're aware of somebody else being around, that is completely what's the word, optional, if that relates with you. But I don't really pick up on somebody being around over here. I just feel like this person is someone that shot themselves in their own foot by being a little bit, acting a little bit cocky. They kind of thought that they got you. That's what I'm hearing. They got you, and then it's like they started becoming comfortable with you, so they started showing kind of like their so to speak true colors. It's almost like the lousy behavior that they offer to other people. So the real side started coming in front of you. We have find balance. I think that this person is going to come for another roundabout. Pile number 4, what I really pick up over here is someone who wants to come back and mend this situation. I'm not sure how well they will be able to facilitate the situation between the both of you. I just think that their energy is like, yes, I have done them wrong, I can't do that again. And the main motivation to come back is because they are kind of addicted to you. So maybe your love language is music, because I'm hearing a lot of songs. I'm hearing Addicted by Avicii. I feel like this person is also very, very possessive about you. They wouldn't... I'm hearing that I don't want to even think about the fact that they're going to move on with someone else. There's a strong soul tie. That's what I'm hearing over here. The 10 of Cups in reverse. I saw this before as well. This person is extremely unhappy without you. That's what I'm gonna say. Something about you was spiritually fulfilling for them. Something about you was with the moon. Something about... I feel like this person was like... a part of them was codependent to your energy as much as you were to them. The 2 of Hearts. This is again seeing a match within you. Seeing a spiritual match within you with a star. They feel like you could get anybody, and if they don't get their act right, you're obviously going to leave them behind. But I feel from spirit that I'm hearing, your energy is pretty draining. Pile number 4. I don't know if this is something that I should be mentioning, that there is a massive amount of love over here. I can't deny that. And maybe you guys are going through a rough patch in your relationship or your situation with whatever this I'm hearing entanglement is. But I really feel that a lot of attachment is maybe through the sexual intercourse that you've had with this person. There's a very specific message, like you're very attracted to this person, to their vessel. You're very physically drawn to them, and also because you have maybe consummated the relationship and you have done the deed so many times that now you're very vulnerable to this person. You feel very attached to them. And I was also hearing before that a woman has power and the upper hand till the time she doesn't consummate the relationship, because after that the power dynamic just completely changes. This is gender non-specific, but generally just talking about it, whenever a woman does consummate a relationship, after that she becomes very, very sensitive and attached to the man, because it's almost like, because she has the womb area, and it's very close to the womb, and sort of like she absorbs everything. So if a man is not spiritually hygienic, or if he's carrying a lot of trauma, he also has a womb which will connect with you, and you may end up absorbing a lot of his unhealthy attachments, his I'm hearing this person's fear of loneliness or their trauma from their childhood, a lot of energetic exchange that happens due to intercourse. And that's why I feel like I'm picking up that you're very you're very sensitive to this person, you're very drawn to them, you do have a spiritual connection with this person. And I'm not at all talking that there is no love over here, but it is just about whether it's worth enduring all of this for this person. However, I feel like one message that I've been skipping all along is that you're a very, very sensitive, empathetic soul. So you may be figuring out, you're navigating your way through this spiritual connection and your own spirituality and your healing abilities, that you don't realize how much you're absorbing this person's fear of inadequacy as your own, thinking that you need them, when clearly the both of you know that you can do better. That's just how it is. Okay, I'm not trying to be cocky about anything. That's just one message that I am hearing, that that you can do better and you can get better. It's just that subconscious belief that is right now holding on to this person. Even if you have not consummated the relationship, there is something that is kind of like being reflected back to you and telling you that, hey, you know what, you're kind of underestimating what your value and your worth is. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out another card. I'm hearing, how does this person feel? So let me see that. I'm hearing that, this, while you watch this reading or after this, it's important for you to journal out whatever you're feeling, so that you can kind of dispose the trashy feelings, some things that have also attaching themselves to you. You are a medium, so you may or may not realize that there are entities around you, or you need to get on your praying game. It's good to always ask the higher power to protect you when you're not able to understand how blessed you are with the gifts and your sensitivity. You're still navigating your way through it. And I feel like you shouldn't be ashamed to ask your guides or your spirit guides or higher power to help you navigate your way through this. I don't know if that is something that you're being prideful about, or you just feel like it's a lost cause. It's not. It's really important. However, they do protect you, but it's important for you to also do that for yourself, to kind of like either, access your own spiritual rituals when it comes to protection, creating a shield for yourself. It's all something that we imagine as spiritually. It protects us in our dream state as well, psychic attacks, voodoo even. It's all about the mental power and what you believe about yourself. And somewhere I think that because you feel a little bit weak, you feel succumb to this person, it's really putting on the way you view yourself. So this is going to take a little bit time, I'm not going to lie. This is going to take a little bit time for you to completely understand your own authority, your own beauty, and your own strength. Most of all, this is not a weakness that you're not able to protect yourself. This is something that you're learning along the ways. These are your stepping stones, where you're going to understand how powerful, how strong your energy is, that you shouldn't be just giving it away. It's not just in a Instagram random quote and double like on it, double tap on it, and yeah, I understand that my energy is very powerful. It is something that we learn throughout the course of our life, that our energy is very, very valuable, even in the thoughts that we put into other things, because energy is the momentum through which we what's the word, bring spiritual transactions into physical reality. We are so powerful that we think about something and it is literally created in the reality. So somewhere your thoughts are really defeating you, and I would tell you that you should focus a little bit more on the kind of thoughts that you're entertaining. Don't be hard on yourself if you're not able to navigate your way through it. Trust that this is a process and you will learn, and practice makes perfect. Okay, so let me see how's this person feeling. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So this person could have had a very superior, cocky kind of an energy. I think that this is more about like pride. And I think that this person is allowing themselves to kind of recognize that they're prideful because they feel hollow inside. It's almost like an empty barrel beats louder. So this energy gives me this sense where this person kind of, acts like they're all goody two shoes or whatsoever they would like to call themselves, but they have a lot of, it's almost like, I feel like maybe when you tell this person, you correct them, they have a reply for everything, or they're very egoic, or they're very defensive, like, how dare you say something to me, like, have you looked at yourself? But it's almost in the sense where somebody that can't absorb that about themselves, and take no offense if that is you, it's good to at least know why you're doing that. So it's almost like if you can't absorb that about you, because we're all humans and we do have flaws, and it's almost like when you can't absorb that about yourselves, it just means that you just can't see yourself sometimes doing any better. You've given up to what has happened to you in the past, or there's some sort of lack of sensitivity for yourself, where you're too hard on yourself. That's why it hurts you. You're not accepting that part of yourself. Like it's like this connection at this point. And I feel like the main crux of it is that it's teaching you how to accept the darker attributes of yourself, the shadow attribute of yourself, the one that you push away. You're like, nobody should see that. I don't want to see it. Oh my god, it's disgusting. Like the parts of you that were shamed in your own childhood. That's what I'm mainly picking up over here. So this is something that your person is also dealing with as of now. You could have been dealing with this person recently through November, or something significant could have happened in November, October. I'm also getting autumn. How are they feeling? TikTok. They feel like time is going by, chop woods. I feel like this person has a good amount of awareness, building blocks that they should work on themselves. Otherwise, it will really cost them this relationship with you. I think that maybe you have felt like this person has narcissistic tendencies, and we as human, all of us do, and to deny that would be narcissistic. But I think that I would really stick to the word of calling them a little bit hard-headed and selfish. And if you feel like this person is someone that does have narcissistic personality disorder, that's completely up to you. I don't know your personal journey. This is a general reading, so don't draw any conclusions based off this, but just use your intuition according to what you can do for yourself. I think that this person feels like they will run out of time, and somebody else, I don't even think there's somebody else in this sense. It's a lot about the both of you, and if you think that there's somebody else, that is just your own fear of losing out. And I think that this person does recognize that time is running out over here, time is of the essence, and they should really come towards you. But it's almost like I can't just show up empty-handed. I can't just show up with the kind of bullshit that I have been practicing so far. That's the energy that I am picking up over here. So there is a little bit of fear, like this person is a little bit scared of your disposition towards them. Yeah, I would say that they're scared. You're probably gonna, I'm getting like you're gonna scold them, or you're gonna set another boundary, or you're gonna block them. There's this mutual energy of walking on eggshells around each other. There's lack of safety in this connection. And I feel like it's because of the relationship that is shared with self on both ends. So how are they feeling? What's their energy? I just feel like the time is off the essence. We have temperance. This person feels very impatient. And they also feel immature about their actions. They're embarrassed about it. We have Sagittarius energy, right? Ace of Pentacles. They want to build something with you. I'm telling you, see, life is not black and white. There are gray areas, and a part of that gray area is that this person loves you, they care about you. But on the other spectrum of it, it is that, you know, it's possible that somebody really loves you, but it doesn't mean that they are right for you. You don't have to fight this. You don't have to convince. I feel like you keep convincing, you keep finding evidence or clues that this person loves you. Yeah, they did that, they said that. Yes, they do love you. But it's almost like this sense where you still struggle to understand they love you because of the way they behave with you, right? Because this is not healthy. That's just what I'm gonna say. They do love you, but that doesn't amount to someone being disrespectful or mistreating you. It can also be that this person loves you but doesn't know how to love you. Does that make sense? So we have Six of Cups over here. I feel like in the past this person has resorted to other people. The Nine of Swords. This looked like the Sun, right? We have Nine of Swords over here. We have the Four of Swords. This person is capable of cooking up stories in their head. Like they kind of jump to conclusions. Ace of Wands. Especially if this is a long distance connection or something like that. We have the Seven of Cups. Again, I'm telling you, there's like, and I feel like there's, I don't think I can comment on it through a general reading because I don't know if there were other people involved. You would know that. That's all I'm going to say about it. But this person is considering becoming exclusive with you, monogamous, nevertheless. And we have the Wheel of Fortune because something inside them is telling them they will lose you this time. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, where they were so slow moving. They've kind of realized that this will not go, this will not move along anymore. This will not how things will happen anymore. The Two of Swords, I get this energy in the reverse. So what has this person understood? That they're very sexually drawn to you as well, and they're kind of hooked on the intimate relationship, the sexual one that you have shared. They don't really enjoy it with anyone else. Or they don't feel the same attraction towards anyone else. This person feels like because they have such a strong chemistry with you, they should settle down with you, they should commit to you. Oof. This person recognizes their immaturity. This person recognizes their own lack, their own codependencies, their own, what's that word, spirit? How they contribute to this situation. It's very clear. Don't, pile number 4, if there's anything I'll tell you, don't think that they're oblivious to their own behaviors. They're not dumb. They're aware of what they do. They're clearly very, very aware of what they're doing, what they're pulling on you. Okay, what is their energy towards you? Energy, that's not, they have a lot of energy towards you. They feel very passionate. That's one thing. Peace, they want peace. I feel like this person also hesitates coming forward because there's a lot of drama between the both of you. I'm hearing that you or them or both of you may claim that you don't want drama, but you're still attracted to it because you had a lot of chaos in your childhood. That's what I'm hearing. This might sting to hear, but you are still attracted to drama in some shape or form. Even if you like to be around people that do create drama. Gives you that dopamine is what I'm hearing. Justice in reverse. I'm gonna leave it at, don't beat yourself up for not being able to leave this person despite seeing the red flags and seeing maybe just the dynamic as being unhealthy, because you'll conclude or terminate, the relationship will terminate when it has to. There's still a purpose, there's a reason why you still feel for them, and you'll sever ties when you have to, unless you don't want to. But I feel like if you're finding yourself stuck and this is something that you wanted to hear, and if you claim this message, I would tell you that you will come out of it if you really want to. It's just going to take time till it does. This is completely dependent on the universe, and we can't always understand why the universe does certain things, but it's important for us. Okay, I feel like don't shame yourself for the decisions that you're making, but definitely do learn from them. Your past is like a history book that you can look and see what worked and what it didn't, and it's good that you do have that in your own accounts. You can look towards it. So see your past or your mistakes as something that you can genuinely look from and learn what not to do, because if you wouldn't, you will end up doing that in the future. Okay, so trust this process. Pile number 4. I am going to pull out a few cards from a self-curated oracle deck to conclude this reading. If you wish to book a personal reading or get messages from this, information is given down below. So I keep tabs on you secretly. This person is hooked onto you. I'm hearing like you are. You yearn for each other. This person resembles your mother or your father figure is what I'm hearing. I might have pushed it too far this time. So they do recognize that they are at the verge of losing you. If you could see yourself the way I see you, this person still loves you. I told you that. They do love you. This is not a question about love. It's about the kind of love that we're getting over here. The kind of behavior, perhaps. I ghosted you because I can't be held accountable for my actions. I feel like this person does that pretty often. I can't resist the draw. Okay, so pile number 4. This was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button. Subscribe for more. Hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below. And I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye-bye.